Alright guys, we are back for another Dokkan battle video. So we got another World Tournament EZA here. This of course is Perfect Cell. Now this guy was once upon a time pretty damn good. We could take a look at our boy's sticker right here. This is what his sticker looks like. I'm not sure how effective Cell's gonna be. I mean, he'll be a little bit better than the Super Saiyan 2 Great Saiyaman because Cell's defensive mechanic is against one enemy. So, I mean, I'm looking at Cell. I do think he could be good for a battlefield, right? Like, nice little extreme class support. He's got damage reduction. I mean, if you're using this Cell against, like, a battlefield enemy that he's got type advantage on, so he'll be guarding with damage reduction. Guarding with damage reduction is how you really tank right now. So, I mean, it's not the worst. What's funny is he has the debuff and stuff like that, which could also be good in Battlefield. But that guaranteed additional super when facing multiple enemies, I don't know, because he loses damage reduction against multiple enemies. They made the design for this guy and the Super Saiyan 2 Great Saiyaman similar. Now, this guy, I think, is going to be a little bit more effective than the Super Saiyan 2 Great Saiyaman because, again, in the hardest, situation, Cell will actually have his defensive mechanic available to him. So, what I think we're going to go ahead and do is just do kind of like this is what I would consider a good build right here. With best case scenario, better luck with equips and stuff like that, we could even get him a couple of, maybe 4 extra points overall in stats or something like that, but this is kind of like decent. I think with the equips I've got, we could get 1 extra point from bronze, 1 point from silver, and then potentially 4 points from gold. So there are still quite a few points, I guess, left on the table, but I mean, I grind the Whis event all day, every day. I mean, I could get at least a solid build, but I can't optimize every single character, unfortunately. It's just the drop rates are just too bad. Thousands of runs to get one good equip. Well, one of the crazy gold, 5/5s or something like that. All right, so this is what I did. We do have to show him against a super class enemy and an extreme class enemy, because if we do that, yeah, I want to make sure to let's just start against an extreme class enemy. Cell doesn't really have build up or anything like that, so I'm probably just gonna jump into I don't know, a Dokkan event, get some medals while we do the showcase. Just show what his stats look like against a villain, an extreme class enemy. And then we'll head to, a different fight and kind of get more stats for Cell here. Alright guys, here we are in an event. Again, I just wanted to get some footage. So Cell gets 100% attack and defense when attacking if there's a super class enemy. We of course want to see what he looks like when there's not an extreme class, or when there's not a superclass enemy. I want to see both, right? Right now, most of the toughest fights in the game, of course, are superclass enemies. So that's definitely going to work out very well for Tech Cell. All right, let's see what he's going to be at right here. 3.66. So, I mean, yeah, not really, super crazy attack stats and stuff like that, sure. I mean, Cell is more so a support character, but at the same time, that is pretty low. I guess, here's the thing, though. When we're looking at Great Saiyaman, though, he's just, fodder in every way, right? He's just terrible. But at least Cell does have a defensive mechanic. I don't know that 30% damage reduction will do the most for him, but, if we would happen to be type advantage against a phase, we could run this Cell maybe going into Red Zone movie boss rush or something like that, and we know at the end of it there's going to be that AGL Broly, and then Cell's in slot 3, and then he's got damage reduction, and he's technically guarding because he's attacking or he's being hit by an AGL character. That's a little bit better. So see, on this rotation, 247. He really needs those stats, man, from attacking superclass enemies. He does get 100% from his super attack effect, which is certainly solid, but, that still only gets us to about 500k defense, which is not a ton. All right, so let's just do this, and then I'll cut, and let's just come back in an event. You know, we'll go fight, like, maybe, like, the new Supreme Magnificent Battle UI Goku or something like that. Oh, super attack dodge already in the video. Beautiful. There you go, guys. There you go. Showcase is a resounding success already. Beautiful. All right, guys, we'll go into this event right here. I do like kind of using that God event stage, but, I mean, we would just be loading into death over there for sure. Huh. I really want to keep our rotation. I want to float Zamasu. I guess we could do this. I mean, we're going up against one enemy, so we'll have 30% damage reduction. Cell also is technically guarding. 237k defense. We do have a dodge build as well. All right, let's see how we do. I mean, this is not really what we want to do, but it's what we will do. Now remember, Cell's super attack effect, pretty good. He gets 100% attack and defense, and does supreme damage. That's solid. He gets 200% attack and defense start a turn. Gives extreme class allies 3 key, 30% attack and defense. Then another 10% for artificial life form and tournament participant allies. Another 100% attack and defense when attacking if there's a super class enemy. So he's much better against a super class enemy. He lowers super class enemies' attack by 20% and defense by 60%. So immediately I think he could be effective in Battlefield. Both this guy and the Super Saiyan 2 Great Saiyaman I think could be good Battlefield characters. So, I mean, again, these videos are going to be up while the World Tournament's still up on Global. So, you know, get it done. Then he also has 30% damage reduction against one enemy, thank God. And then an additional super against 2 or more enemies. Those are not equal. An additional super is way less valuable than that 30% damage reduction for this guy. So it's good that those are the way they are. I probably should go into a fight with 2 enemies after this, just to show that. All right. I hope Vegeta doesn't tag us with a super. That's not that. 21k is not that bad. Considering he gets all of his... Oh, you look how much better he looks. Oh my god, dude. Yeah. Holy shit. And his defense is going to be much more solid, right? Because it was like 230, something like that. I mean, remember, he's getting 100% from his passive and 100% from his super attack effect. So, I mean, what was he probably around, like 750k defense, something like that? With 30% damage reduction? Like, he's not like, oh my god, he's so elite. Nothing like that, but he's not dog shit the way that other guy is. Super Saiyan 2 Great Saiyaman. He's just flat out dog shit, dude. Terrible character. Alright, so, yeah, okay. I mean, he definitely could be better, but, I mean, he's not the worst ever. For, like, a World Tournament free-to-play character, I'm not super turned off if it's like, you know, we really want to use him against a superclass enemy. I don't really mind that for a World Tournament character, right? Like, if it'll actually make him runnable, which, I mean, he does seem like it, so, okay. Yeah, it helps actually having a defensive mechanic. I mean, he is a support, which is cool, too. I mean, that's another thing I don't want to lose sight of, you know, pointing out. That's a huge part of these videos, is I got to be pointing out, like, oh, by the way, you know, remember, he is supporting, so the other characters on rotation are going to do more damage thanks to Cell being there and shit like that. Yeah, so after, we'll do this run against Vegeta, and then I do want to do a fight against multiple enemies just so we can get that guaranteed additional super in there. I mean, if he, you know, he could get a triple super. Imagine he gets a triple super, and then, I mean, he gets to 100% defense, you know, 3 times. So, Link set is going to be a major issue for this guy. So, he has Gentleman, Messenger from the Future, Big Bad Bosses, Shocking Speed, Nightmare, Ultimate Life Form, and Shattering the Limit. The reason, I mean, Link sets for Cell characters become Nightmares is because, well, not the Nightmare Link, which he does have, but because this. Like, this sucks, man. The Link is so good. This is one of the best Links in the game. 2 key, 3% HP regeneration, and 10% attack and defense. Like, that's a super, super good Link. But, I mean, look at this. Like, you know, like, obviously none of these characters are good. Now, I brought this LR physical Cell, but you guys don't need me to tell you how bad he is. He's awful, right? Like, we know. So, alright, I mean, we could get away with this. So this is going to be the best he'll look. We're going to have, you know, basically all these links up. Messenger from the Future, 10% attack. We got Big Bad Bosses up. We got Gentleman, which gives defense. A lot of these links can give defense. So let's see. I mean, if we would get like a new Cell soon, maybe he could be okay. 8.49 right there. All right. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much Cell. That's what he could do. We did have Kid Buu support right there as well, but I mean, Cell, he's okay. He's all right. Now, this Cell is not okay or all right. Even normals from Vegeta are probably going to be a problem. Actually, are we going to die right here? Okay. Okay. Yes, we are. I don't think this guy has a dodge build, my physical Cell. Yeah, no. That's fine. We saw the rotation I wanted to see from Cell. He's decentish, the tech Cell. Like, let's say we would, you know, get a Dokkan Fest LR Cell worldwide is actually Android's Cell Saga or something like that. Like, the tech Cell could be okay. Like, potentially. Okay-ish. Let me just get that guaranteed additional super proc from him, and I think we'll be good. I mean, we've seen what this Cell has to offer so far. Alright, guys, so we have got a lot of extra enemies here. We're going to have 2 links up. We got some Kid Buu support. Let's just get to it. Let's have Cell get a couple of guaranteed Superoos here, and we can finish up. So, again, like, this is a huge difference between the Super Saiyan 2 Great Saiyaman and Cell, is that Cell getting his defensive mechanic against 1 enemy and the additional super against 2 is probably a better way to have it. Because the really, really tough fights typically are only 1 enemy, right? And there we get the Hidden Potential System additional, but unfortunately it is a Hidden Potential System additional normal. An all too familiar sight right there. Hidden Potential System additional normal. I gotta increase my skill like y'all so I can get that 3rd super a little bit more often. But, yeah, there is the Tech Perfect Cell. Alright, guys, so there was our boy Tech Perfect Cell. Let's go ahead and finish up by taking a look at our boy's details here. So, this is pre-battle entertainment Cell Perfect Form. Leader skill is Tech Type Key 3 and 100% of stats. Passive skill, Evil Warning. He gets 200% attack and defense at the start of turn. He gives Extreme Class Allies 3 key and 30% attack and defense. So the support, of course, is what makes him kind of worth running. Then he gives an extra 10% attack and defense to characters who are also in Artificial Life Form or tournament participants. So he could support, like, Kid Buu type characters or, you know, Cell characters, stuff like that. I guess the Bojacks, maybe. Then he gets another 100% attack and defense when attacking if there is a super class enemy. So that's good. And then, of course, super class enemies get minus 20% attack and 60% defense. So that makes me just think of Battlefield. Again, I mentioned it several times today, but I've seen a lot of, oh my god, Battlefield is so hard and stuff like that. And remember, like, Battlefields are going to start feeling a lot harder for Global because the Battlefield Global just had is literally the same one on JP. And that's the way it's going to be now moving forward, is Global is always going to have the exact same Battlefield as JP, whereas it was never the way before. Global was always many releases behind, so it was always easier because of that. But now it's going to be a lot tougher. So, you know, characters like this is why I think, you know, doing the World Tournament missions, I mean, this Cell and Super Saiyan 2 Great Saiyaman, maybe they're not the greatest for, like, the really tough content, but, I mean, they're effective in Battlefield for sure. So then he gets the 30% damage reduction against 1 enemy. That's pretty good. I mean, for a World Tournament free-to-play character, I'll take it. And then the guaranteed additional super against 2 or more enemies. Super attack is the Perfect Flash, which gives him 100% attack and defense for 1 turn, and he does supreme damage to the enemy. Links are Gentleman, Messenger from the Future, Big Bad Bosses, Shocking Speed, Nightmare, Ultimate Life Form, and Shattering the Limit. And 12 key multiplier 140%. Okay, sure. In terms of 200% leader skill teams, I mean, we do have Fat Buu, Fusion Zamasu. I mean, I guess Gamma 1, right? You know, for like the Beast Gohan mission. I mean, maybe, you know, you haven't been able to get it done yet. The Cell, I mean, probably could help. I mean, as long as Cell is not going to be locked into slot 1 against Beast Gohan, Cell could certainly help in that fight. Although his Ki Blast Super would get blocked by the AGL Ultimate Gohan in Phase 2, but he'd still be supporting to help out. And then in terms of his best linking partners, this is what we've got. And, I mean, this is the problem with Cell characters. You see it. Because every Cell is aged out and bad. Everyone. They're all bad. They all suck. They're all bad. All right. Finally, Cell, his categories. So our boy, of course, is on the Android / no, excuse me. This is the Android category team. There, of course, is Cell Max at the top. Then Cell is also on Transformation Boost. Always a ridiculous category for sure. Cell is also on the Time Traveler category team. Very good. Then Cell is on the Artificial Life Form category team. You know, that tough mission against Beast Gohan there. He could help. Then Cell is also on the Android / Cell Saga category. This is that right there. Okay. Then Cell is also on the Kamehameha team. Really hoping we get a Kamehameha leader sooner rather than later. It's been a long time. Cell is also on the Target Goku category team. Okay. Then Cell is on... This is Power Absorption. Yeah, this is the Power Absorption category team he's on right there. Then Cell is on Sworn Enemy. That could make for a fun leader skill, I think. Yep, Sworn Enemy. Then Cell is on... Which one is this? Accelerated Battle. Yeah, this is the Accelerated Battle category. Yeah, he's on AGL Super Saiyan 3, Goku's leader skill. Then Cell is also on Worldwide Chaos, right here. And then finally, Cell is on the Tournament Participants category. So, let me know what you guys think of EZA TEQ Perfect Cell. Not the greatest ever, but, I mean, for a World Tournament EZA, I mean, he's decent-ish. I mean, I think you potentially could get a little bit more value out of him, you know, being a villain. There's way less villain releases. And, you know, if you're fighting a superclass enemy, which most of the toughest fights in the game right now are superclass, I mean, Cell is at least a little bit capable, plus a full dodge build will help you a lot. So, let me know what you guys think of Cell, and I'll catch y'all next time.